It was exactly 10:03 a.m. when my phone lit up in the darkness, the cold blue glow slicing through the silent bedroom like a blade. Her message arrived with a casual cruelty that felt intentional. Don't wait for me tonight. No explanation, no apology, no concern. Just a command like I was an afterthought, an inconvenience. I stared at her words, feeling my chest tighten slow and suffocating. The house felt different in that moment. Heavier, darker, like the walls themselves were listening. The love I once clung to felt like smoke slipping through my fingers. My hands trembled, not with heartbreak, but with a rising icy clarity I had never felt before. Something inside me clicked into place. Something cold and brutally calm. I didn't respond right away. Instead, I walked through the silent house, each step echoing off the hardwood floors like a countdown to something inevitable. The living room was dim, shadows stretching across the furniture like fingers reaching for the truth. I paused by the bookshelf where she once displayed framed photos of us. Laughing, smiling, pretending everything was perfect. I felt nothing now. No pain, no anger, only a chilling realization that the woman I married no longer existed. I lifted my phone, changed the angle, and took one single photograph. Her suitcase fully packed, sitting open on the coffee table. Then I typed back the words that would flip her world upside down. No one is waiting for you. When the message delivered, I knew it would hit her harder than any accusation. Exactly 7 minutes later, the front door slammed open so violently the hinges rattled. Emily stumbled inside, hair flying, chest heaving, terror flooding her face like she had sprinted through hell to get here. She wasn't just scared, she was shattered. Her eyes darted around the room, wide and trembling, until they fell on the suitcase. She froze mid-breath, body stiffening as the truth sliced through her like a blade. Why did you pack my things?" she whispered, voice shaking so hard the words were barely audible. But it wasn't confusion in her eyes. It was guilt. Pure, paralyzing guilt. She rushed toward me, tears streaming, reaching out as if physical closeness could erase betrayal. "Please, just listen. Please," she begged, grasping at my arms, her nails trembling against my skin. But then her phone vibrated once, twice, then again. The name glowing on the screen brought a cold, eerie silence into the room. Alex calling. She scrambled to silence it, eyes wide, face draining of color. But it was too late. I watched realization flood her expression, watched her lies crumble as her knees weakened beneath her. She knew I knew. She knew the game was over. I didn't yell. I didn't accuse. I simply stepped closer, the air between us tightening like a noose. "Where were you?" I asked, voice so low it felt like thunder rolling under the floorboards. She stuttered nonsense, excuses tripping over each other, lies melting into fear. She opened her mouth, but her guilt poured out through silence, through trembling lips, through the way she couldn't meet my eyes. Every unanswered question felt like gasoline waiting for a spark. Without another word, I walked past her, my footsteps slow and deliberate, the kind that make a guilty person suffocate. "Go check the bedroom," I said softly. Her breath hitched. She hesitated because she knew what she'd find wasn't small. She knew it wasn't forgivable. She moved with shaking legs down the hallway, gripping the walls like the house was collapsing beneath her feet. When she pushed open the bedroom door, the sound she made wasn't human. It was raw, a scream strangled by heartbreak and horror. On the bed lay a thick folder, one she had no idea existed. Inside, printed screenshots of every message she thought she deleted. Her text to Alex, the meetings, the hotel dates, the excuses she fed me, the photo she sent him, the plan she made behind my back. Every secret she buried was resurrected and displayed and placed beside that folder like a blade waiting to strike with the divorce papers. My signature already dried in bold final ink. Her body collapsed, knees hitting the carpet, hands clawing at the air as if trying to pull back her own past. But the true death blow wasn't the folder. It wasn't the papers. It was the TV mounted on the wall. A security footage recording I had queued. With a click, the screen came alive. She watched herself on video, sneaking out of the house earlier that night. Hair done, smile wide, whispering on the phone, heading straight into another man's arms. The timestamp glowed in bright white. There was no room for denial. She was watching her betrayal play out like a movie, except this was her life, her marriage, her destruction. "Who took that picture?" she choked out suddenly, her voice cracking like broken glass. Her eyes swung around the room, terrified, desperate, searching for an intruder. But there was no one, no stranger, no unknown presence. Slowly, her gaze met mine, and she understood. I had seen everything long before tonight. I had prepared. I wasn't hurt. I wasn't confused. I was done. The panic that washed over her then wasn't fear of losing me. It was fear of being exposed. Fear of facing a truth she never expected me to have the strength to confront. I stepped into the doorway, leaning against the frame with a coldness that made her collapse deeper. "You told me not to wait," I said calmly. "So I didn't." Those words destroyed her more brutally than shouting ever could. She reached for me again, hands shaking violently. But I stepped back, denying her even the comfort of touch. She broke completely then, sobbing, begging, clutching her chest like the guilt was physically stabbing her from the inside. I walked away, went to the living room, grabbed the suitcase, and set it beside her on the floor where she knelt crumpled and defeated. Her cries echoed off the walls, raw and agonizing. But I didn't stop. I didn't look back. I didn't hesitate. I walked out of the house, letting the front door close behind me with the finality of a coffin lid. For the first time in months, maybe years, I felt the air fill my lungs without pain. Behind me, through the walls, I could still faintly hear her broken sobs, but they no longer mattered. She had told me not to wait for her. And tonight, for the first time, I finally listened.